Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Gospat Paravangja Paribrajagacharya Sattva Sadasyamal Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavindi ki Jai, Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai, Sri Radha Krishna Gaur Gopinath Sam Kund Radha Kund Girigavardhan ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Navadvip Dham की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, स्वामी भक्तविंद की जय. All glories to the Assembled Lord. All glories to the Assembled Lord. All glories to the Assembled Lord. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sattvaikata namataya vachasam prabhaye. Naraditum purugane radhuna pepe pro. Kim tostu marati same hariru grajate.
Prahlad Maharaj began to offer his prayer as follows. Brahmadaya, all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma. Suragana, the inhabitants of the upper planetary systems. Munaya, the great saintly persons. Hata, thus like the four Kumaras and others. Siddha, those who have attained perfection of life, or personalities in full knowledge. Sattva, spiritual existence. Ekatanagataya, persons who have taken to spiritual path without any diversion to any material activities. Vachasam, by such description or words, completely in spiritual position. Pravahai, by the flow of. Na, not. Aradhitum, just to worship the Lord. Puruganai, although fully qualified. Adhuna, up to now. Api, indeed. Pipru, do not satisfy the Lord sufficiently. Kim, then how and what is the value? Doshtum, to please the Lord. Arhati, it is possible. Sa, by a person. May, like me. Hare, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ugrajati, a person like me who is born in an Asuric family. Translation. Prahlad Maharaj continued to offer his prayer as follows. How is it possible to offer suitable prayers unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead by me, who is born into the family of Asuras, because all the demigods and saintly persons could not satisfy him till now, although such persons are exalted, very qualified in the mode of goodness, then what to speak of me? I am not at all qualified.
Prahlada vacha brahmadayo sudagana munayo tusiddhya sattvaikatana matayo vachasang prabhavi naradhitam puruganai yadhinapi pipro kintostamarhati same harirugrajate. Ugrajat, just like in Europe and America, you see, they are very much fond of Ugra karma. Just like big factories, big bridges, wonderful. Long ago, when the Britishers came here, they constructed big bridges, railway line. People thought it is wonderful. There is a song composed in Bihar. So in the Calcutta, the floating bridge made of wooden bridge, floating bridge was constructed, connected Calcutta proper and Howrah. So there was big wonderful song, Kya Pul Banaya Sahab Company. There is a song, Kya Pul Banaya Sahab Company, Upar mein aadmi chale, just like that. Niche mein pani. So, this Ugra karma, formally this Ugra karma was entrusted to the demon. Those who are in the Satagun, they do not like this Ugra karma. Satagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. Rajastama bhava. Those who are under the control of Rajagun and Tamagun, they are engaged in Ugra karma. Industrial enterprise, big roads, big skyscraper. This is called Ugra karma. The Ugra karma is very pleasing to the Ugrajati. Like Hiranyakashipu, what is the trouble between the father and the son? The father was for Ugra karma and the son, Prahlada, was for Sattvic life. So, when Prahlada Maharaj engaged himself in Sattvic life, not only Sattvic, Shuddha Sattvic. In the material world, there are three gunas, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. The Sattvic is the best. And devotional activity is Shuddha Sattvic, where there is no contamination. In the material world, Sattvic, a person who is a Brahmin, he may be contaminated by Tamagun and Rajagun. Just like Ajami. He was the son of a Brahmana and he was executing the Brahmacharya regulation very nicely, but he became infected with Rajagun and Tamagun, became attached to a prostitute, and left everything, all Brahminical qualification, and he became a rogue, thief, cheater, drunkard, woman hunter, so on. There are many instances. The Jagai Madha, they were born of very good Brahmin family, rich family, but with bad association, they become drunkard, woman hunter, meat eater. Now these things have become common thing. Avoida Sri Sangha, illicit connection with women, and meat eating and drinking, and it has become a daily fashion. But formerly, at least 500 years ago, these things were accepted as most abominable. Just like our Jagai Mother. Jagai Mother is a Jamindar and born of Brahmin family, but because by bad association they became drunkard, gamblers, and woman hunters. They are condemned. They are taken as papi, sinful. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is to rescue them. That is the song by Narottam Das Thakur. Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Suta Hoilo Sei Balaram Hoilo Nita Papi Tapi Jato Chila Hariname Uddharila Tara Sakhi Jagayan Man. Everyone wants evidence. Yeah, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered Papi Tapi. Here is the instance. Tara Sakhi Jagayan Man. So, Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that it can deliver the Jagayan Mother. Ugra Karma. That is the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He began this. Papi tapi jato chila hariname uddharila. That this same flow is going on in this Krishna consciousness movement. So Ugra Karma. So Prahlada Maharaja is considering himself born of a father, Hiranyakashipu, as Ugra Karma. So he is saying Hari Ugrajati. The Brahmadaya Suragana, Lord Brahma and other demigods, they are coming from the higher planetary system and they are in the Sattvic Gun, Satagun. They are not ordinary person. Just like coming from some pious pilgrimage. He is supposed to be a very nice man. Similarly, Brahmadaya, they are coming from Sargaloka. Why Sargaloka is better than this Loka? The thing is, the Sargaloka, although they are attached to material enjoyment, still they are great devotees. Therefore, Sargaloka is praised. They are not like us. Here, those who are attached to material prosperity, they forget Krishna or Lord. Bhogai sajja prasaktana tayapo hitachetasa vyavasatvika buddhi samadhavna adhigacchati. Those who are too much attached for material enjoyment, they do not become attracted to Krishna consciousness. That is nature. So anyway, Prahlada Maharaj was doubted because he was requested by Lord Brahma, my dear boy, my dear child, we could not pacify his lordship Nrsimhadev, but he has appeared for you. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya suduskita. Nrsimhadev, this wonderful form is there only for you. Paritranaya, you are sadhu, for your deliverance. Nrsimhadev has appeared and to kill your sinful father. So business is with your father and yourself. So kindly you take care of the business. He is very, very angry. So before that, we have already described, in Lakshmiji, he could not go forward, although she had daily affairs with Narayan. She could not dare to go forward. Lord Brahma offered their prayers, other Lord Shiva offered their prayers, but nobody could pacify. Therefore, he is in doubt that I am born in the family of demon, Ugrajati. If Brahma failed, Lakshmiji failed, Lord Shiva failed to pacify him, how it is possible by me to pacify the Lord? That is doubt. Brahmadaya Suravana Munayo to Siddhya. All they are exalted persons. And Siddha, there is a Siddha lok. In the Hare Planetary system, there is a planet known as Siddha lok. If there is opportunity, as we are contemplating, we shall show here in Chaitanya Chandra, Mahaprabhu Chandra temple. That is our plan, to make a very big temple and to show all the planetary system from Srimad Bhagavatam. It will not be an ordinary temple, so that people from the whole world will come. This is our contemplation. There is a Siddha lok. We shall show how this planet works. Siddha lok. From the Siddha loka, the persons who came there, they are called Siddhya. Siddhya. And the heavenly planet, they are called demigod, devata. Similarly, Siddha lok. The description of the Siddha lok is there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Those who have read, they know. The Siddha loka person, they can go from one planet to another without any machine, aeroplane. Siddha loka. They can go from one planet to another. This is the sky. They don't require any machine. Still, like the yogis, those are perfect yogis, they can go from one place to another without any vehicle. There are many yogis still existing. They take bathing in 4 dhamas, in Haridwar, in Jagannath Puri, in Rameswaram, and similarly. The yogis can do that. The yogis, they attain Ashtasiddhi, 8 kinds of perfection. Anima, Laghima, Mahima, Prapti, like that. Asita, Vasita, like that. So, the Siddha lok means they are born Siddhas. They haven't got to practice this mystic yoga system. Just like a small sparrow, it can fly automatically. Why a small sparrow? Even a small insect. But if you want to fly, you have to create so many big machinery. So in that case, in the matter of flying, the small insect or the small sparrow is Siddha. You are trying to fly in the sky with so many jets and 447, Jumbo. But a small fly, it can fly immediately, 2 miles within some seconds. They are Siddhas. What you cannot do, if other can do, that is called Siddhi. So there is no question of disbelieving. We can see so many small insects, birds, they can fly from one tree to another. You cannot do that. If you have to go from one tree to another, you have to take so many trouble. So it is not to be rejected, there cannot be. This is unbelievers. But we have got this information from the Shastras, we are staunch believers. Yes, there are Siddhas. We are believers. That is called theism. One who believes in the statements of Shastra. So there are Siddhas. They also came. Suragana, Brahmadayo Suragana Munaya. Muni, great personalities, philosophers, they are called Muni, Rishi. Devarshi Bhutapta Nirang Kritrina. Very highly intelligent persons, thoughtful persons, philosophers, scientists, mathematicians. So they are called also Muni. So they came also to satisfy not these ordinary munis, but very exalted munis, and Siddhas from Siddhalok. There are many lokas, Charan lok, other, they are all described. So if there is chance, we shall present these lokas, how they are situated, where they are situated, how they are moving, how the sun is moving around them. The sun is not fixed up, sun is moving. So all these things we have got such dream to show. If there is opportunity, we shall do the Siddhas and the Suraganas and the Munayas. But because they are on the planetary system, higher planetary system, there are three planetary systems. One is called higher Urdhaloka, and middle Madhyaloka, Bhu, Dhuva, Sa, up to Sarvaloka. We are chanting Gayatri, Om Bhu Dhuva Sa Tasavidu Varannam Bhargadi Vasa Dhimai. These are praising the lokas, different planetary system, of which the sunlight is the chief. Savita Sakalagrahana is the chief of the all planet. Jat Chaksureshu Savita Sakalagrahana Raja Samasta Suramurti Asesha Teja Jasyagaya Brahmati Sang Bhritakala Chakro Govindamadi Purisam Tamam. The sun is not fixed up, sun is moving. The modern scientists or astronomers, they say, sun is fixed up, the earth is moving. We don't say that. It is Jasyagaya Brahmati Sang Bhritakala Chakra. It has got its orbit. So there are so many things to be known still from Vedic literature. It is not yet unfolded, but we are trying. Siddhya, so Sattvaika, they are Sattvaika, they are all the inhabitants of the upper planetary system, they are in Sattvic gun, Brahminical qualities. They are not Mlechas and Javanas. Brahman, Sattvaika Tanagati. They are not ordinary. Just like here, the Sattvic means pure Brahmin. Sama dama sattam saucham titikha arjava jnanam vijnanam astikam brahma karma sama. Most of them are Brahmins, or even Kshatriyas. Mostly they are Brahmins. So, urdham gachanti sattvastva, I mean, in the Bhagavad Gita, those who are situated in Satagun, they are promoted to the higher planetary system after death. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. And those who are in the Rajagun, they remain in the middle planetary system. Jaghanna guna vrittisto adho gachanti tamasa. And those who are in tamasi, in the darkness, ignorance modes of material nature, they go down. to the down planetary system or animal life. So this is an opportunity, this human form of life, to decide where you want to go. Are you going to hell or heaven, or back to home, or back to Godhead? That you have to decide. This is human intelligence, not like working like cats and dogs and dying like cats and dogs. That is not human life. Human life is meant for to decide where you want to go next. By the evolutionary process, you have come to this human form of life. Jarajana lakhani savara lakhavimsati. By going through so many 8,400,000 species of life, you have got this human form of life. Now you decide where you go. So where I have to go, how to go, that is that information in the Shastra. Shastra chakhusya, see through the Shastra where you can go. And the master of the Shastra, Krishna, is giving you personally instruction. Urdham gachanti sattasva, madhye tishtanti rajasa, jaghanna gnavrittista adho gachanti tamasa. Janti deva vratan devan, pitrin janti pitri vrataha, bhutani janti bhutejja, madjajinopi janti ma. These informations are there. Why you are missing this opportunity? If you like, you can go to the higher priority system. If you like, you can go back to home, back to God. Madjajinopi janti ma. These informations are there. So without Satagun, if you keep people in the Rajagun, Tamagun, then their future is lost. Rajagun, Tamagun means people will become more greedy and lusty, that's all. And greedy and lusty means cats and dogs, animal life. Animal life. They are trying to eat, no discrimination of eating. So that is hog's life. The hog has no discrimination of eating. It can eat even stool. So if you become like hog, no discrimination of eating, whatever it is, just like so many Swamis, they say, oh, why there is restriction of eating? You can eat anything you like. So nature will give you, all right, you want to eat anything you like, all right, you become a hog. You eat even stool. Karmana daiva netrena jantar deha upapatti. You have to change your body. Tatha dehantaram prapti dhirastattanami. You may say that there is no life after, but that is foolishness. You are under the control of material nature. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasa. Ahankara vimuratma karta hammati munnate. You may falsely, being proud, you say, no, I shall not become old man. I shall remain young. And nature will not allow you. Nature will force you to take the old man's body. But these foolish people, they are thinking independent. You are not independent. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karma. Karanam guna sangasa sadasat janma jivanishu. Sat asat, good birth or low class birth. Sat asat, that is how it is done. Karanam guna sangasa. As you make association with the gunas, Satagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. If you associate with Satagun, then you get Satjanma, next life. And if you associate with Tamagun, then you get Tamagun life. After death, you are so much prestigious position, so much proud, everything will be finished. Then you are completely under the laws of nature and you have to accept the body and according to your quality, this is the way. but they do not know. Therefore Prahlad Maharaj said that I am born in Ugra Joni. So how can I offer my prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead? But he was born in the Ugra family, but he was devotee. He is qualified. Because a devotee is neither belonging to any of these material qualities. Manchavyabhicharini bhakti yogi na ja sevate sagunana samatitayeta brahma bhuvyaya kalpati. Anyone who is engaged in devotional service, he does not belong to any of this material quality. Sagunana samatitayeta. All these qualities he is transcendental. Brahma bhuvyaya kalpate. Prahlad Maharaj, although born of a demonic father, he was completely pure. He was completely of the transcendental state. Therefore, he could offer prayers to the Lord, others cannot. So, a Vaishnava is very humble. He, although everyone has admitted that he is on the stage of prema, but he as a Vaishnava is thinking that I am the son of Hiranyakasipu, how I can offer. This is Vaishnava humbleness. That is the teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnana, amanina manadena, kirtaniya saka. One has to become humbler than the grass and tolerant than the tree. Then he can become perfect Vaishnava. Because as soon as you become a Vaishnava, your father will be your enemy. Just like Prahlad Maharaj. What was his fault? 5 years old boy. Simply he became a Vaishnava, Krishna conscious. And his father became enemy. This is the position. The Vaishnava has to tolerate in order to make progress in spiritual life. So many enemies, even at home, father will be enemy. So don't be hesitant and don't be agitated by such circumstances. Prahlad Maharaj had to suffer so many things. Still, he remained Krishna conscious and ultimately he saw Lord Rishingadev and had the privilege of offering prayers. We shall discuss later on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he was talking about the Howrah Bridge. Making a bridge over and the water is flowing from bottom. Some people are singing a song. Niche mein pani, saying, upar mein ami chale. So people, even the foolish people think it's a very great work. But such floating bridges, such huge constructions are actually coming under the category of Haribo. Where is Maradanga? What is the difference between people in Sattva-guna and the people in Rajoguna, Tamaguna, and their affinities? Where is the mic? People in Sattva-guna on one hand and Rajoguna, Tamaguna on the other hand, what are their affinities? Who? Nobody? We answer.
Sattva-guna people engage in devotional activity. Tamaguna, Rajoguna people engage
And Satvaguna people don't like Ugra. Haribo! Means, if we have a taste for Ugra karma activities, that means we are in which guna? Tamaguna Raja. Somebody says, what's wrong with this? Big bridge, big roads, big skyscraper buildings, big cars, big factories, big shopping malls. So this kind of arrangements which modern man is making, Ugra karma, if somebody is fascinated by that, actually in India used to have very simple houses, but now houses in India look like the houses in the West now. You have seen that? One house is 5 crore rupees now. Huge houses and bungalows and skyscraper buildings are coming all there. Sometimes in America you have 200-story building also. Called as a skyscraper means that touches the clouds. They go on stacking one over the other. So these kind of things are Ugra karma. So Tamaguna Rajaguna people have taste for that. And then Prabhupada said, even if somebody is in Sattva-guna, still he can become contaminated. So two examples he gave. Even a person in Sattva-guna can become one here.
Ajamil.
Jamila, Haribo. Same example. There is one more he gave. There. Jagai Malai, Haribo. Those are the two examples. Yeah. Although both these boys were born in which family? Brahmana family. So the ambience was sattvic, and they were following, everything. But suddenly they fell from their position, attachment to prostitute. Then they became very degraded. Like Ajamila became degraded. Rogue, thief, cheater, drunkard, all that. Yeah. And then Prabhupada said, okay, if somebody even born in a sattvic family has fallen down, as we find in the modern times, sometimes boys coming from Brahmana families, they may be doing 3 sandhyas, Pratha Sandhya, Madhyana Sandhya, Sayam Sandhya in India, because parents kept them very protected. But then when they leave India and go to America, they get completely spoiled. They get into woman hunting and drinking and smoking and up to the point of even eating beef. So what is the hope for those people? Is there a hope or there is no hope? Who can say what is the hope for them? Please give it.
Prabhupada told that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement can help them. Like
Haribo! Papi tapi yatachilo hari name uddharilo. He says, So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to deliver such sinful people, he says. Yeah. So why did Prahlad Maharaj call himself as Ugrajati? How did he claim that he belongs to Ugrajati? Yeah.
So he's born in demonic family.
He's born of a father, Hiranyakashipu, who is a Ugrajati. So because I am born from that father, so I am also Ugrajati. So that's one reason. There is another reason, because he was a Vaishnava devotee. He considered himself Ugrajati. Did he belong to Ugrajati? No, because he was a devotee. What is the shloka Prabhupada quoted later on? To show that although Prahlad said, I am Ugrajati, he is not. So with one shloka Prabhupada defeated that understanding that Prahlad is Ugrajati. What is the shloka?
Trunadapi Sunishe.
No. That is for his humility. That's correct. But I am talking about proof that he doesn't belong to Ugrajati because being a devotee. Yes?
Prabhupada quoted sloka, Mam Chayo
abhya vicharene bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati tetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Haribol. Yeah. So, Prahlad took names of some great, 3 names of personalities he took, saying that they are all exalted personalities, but I am absorbed in Ugrajati, Ugra Karma, that it is not possible for me to pacify the Lord. Who are the Name, what are the names he took? Give him. There.
Lakshmi ji,
Lakshmi ji,
Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma.
Lord Brahma. Haribol. Then Prabhupada explained the two words, Brahmadaya Suragana Muniyota Siddha. So Muneha he explained later. First he explained about Siddhas. Prabhupada explained about Siddhas. So while explaining about Siddhas who fly, without any mechanical arrangements, Siddhas can fly from one planet to another. For that, Prabhupada gave one real-life practical example which you can see even in India. What example he gave?
Yeah, in real life, small flies and sparrow.
Real life is Siddhas, I am saying. Siddhas. In this world also there are Siddhas. It's not that they only live in Siddhaloka, they go to other planets, but even on earth we can see there are Siddhas, he said.
Yeah, sparrows
Huh?
go from
No. We are not talking about birds. We are talking about human beings. I can give it to him.
So, yogis from one place.
Yeah?
Yogi
Yogis?
going from one place to another.
Yeah, where they go? Mahabaleshwara? Not Mahabaleshwara. Prabhupada said that yogis, they take bath in 4 dhams. Haridwar, Jagannath Puri, Rameshwaram, which is the 4th place? Dwarka. So in one day only they take bath in 4 places. How are they able to do that? By flying. Do they have aeroplane with them? In a chartered plane? No. They fly without any plane. So that means yogis have that ability due to the Ashta Siddhis, he said. Haribol. That's the point. So that means even on earth such siddhas are living. What to speak of, such siddhas living in higher planets, he said. And now he said, somebody may say, really, is it true or you are just imagining? Such things, do they exist? And for that he gave this example, what he said. You can see that, bird flies from one tree to another tree. You find mosquitoes, insects, they also fly. They don't depend on any separate machines for flying, he said. But when man wants to fly, what does he do? Prabhupada said, jumbo jet, 747, then he has to fly in the sky. He has to make arrangements. So Prabhupada says, what you cannot do, if others can do, that is called Siddhi. So there is no question of disbelieving. Small insects, birds, they can fly from one tree to another. You cannot do that. That doesn't mean they cannot do that, he's saying. See what a beautiful practical example. Within your own experience, you can see a fly, even now it's flying. It doesn't need a separate aeroplane to fly. But if you want to go from here to airport, you can't fly. You have to take a car, you have to take things like that. Or to fly in the sky, you have to make a plane. So we have experience, not only experience of the Siddhas going to 4 dhams, you have experience of even insects and birds and things like that, he is saying. Okay. Okay, then he came to Munayaha. What type of Munayaha is this verse talking about? So first Prabhupada said there are 3-4 categories of Munayaha, he said. Who can say who are they? 3-4 categories of Munayaha. And then Prabhupada said, these are ordinary munis. But the munis that the verse is talking about are from Siddhaloka munis. They are very exalted, he said. So what are the ordinary munis of this world? Prabhupada quoted some names. Only Vishnu Prasad hand is up. Yeah, we can see.
Prabhupada said munis means very intelligent persons, scientists, philosophers,
yes, correct. Philosophers, scientists and mathematicians. Haribol! Why they are called munis? Because they can exercise their mind to speculate. Scientists are speculating and innovating, creative, innovative things they do. Mathematicians also, they make calculations. Philosophers also philosophize. But they are all ordinary munis. But the verse is talking about munis, exalted munis, coming from which loka? Siddhaloka. Brahma, Suragana, Muniyota, Siddha, it says. Like that. Then Then Prabhupada talked about the destinations of different people. So Prabhupada was talking about, what did he say about the destinations and the future of the people? Who can say? Yeah, good. Maharaja, yeah.
गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्त मध्ये तिष्ठति रजस जगन्यत् गुणवृत्तिष्ठ
Jagannagunavrittistha ado gachanti tamasa. That's a verse. And also yanti deva vrata devan pitrinyanti pitrvrataha bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajino pimam. That's another verse. So two verses he quoted and told the Sattva people, where do they go? Up to Sargalokas. And Rajoguni people, born again on earth. And Tamoguni people, they go down. So then in that connection he said, if you keep people in Rajoguna, Tamoguna, then they become cats and dogs, then they are greedy and lusty and they suffer. That's the point he was making. Yeah. Somebody may say that there is no life after death, but that's foolishness, he said, because you are under the control of material nature. You don't want to become an old man, but you become old. Similarly, you don't want to die, but you will be forced to die. And then you may not want to be reborn as a dog or a cat, but you can't escape. Karanam gunasangosya sad asad yoni janmasu. So two things Prabhupada is saying here. One is, there are many people who say that I don't believe in rebirth. Why they say so? Because they are afraid that if there is rebirth, then I'll be punished for my wrong actions. So better that assume that there is no rebirth. It is just like an ostrich which puts his head into a hole in the ground and closes that, shuts the eyes very tightly and says, I don't think there is any tiger behind me. But then tiger will come and catch his neck and pull him out and eat him up, correct? No? So that's one thing Prabhupada says, you are under control, although you don't want to be controlled. You may say that I am not in control, but you are in control of old age and you are in control of diseases. Ultimately, we are under the control of death of this body. So these three things which Prabhupada says are observable, although people don't want to be controlled. In the same manner, somebody may say, I don't believe in rebirth, but rebirth is there, because Krishna says that. One may not want to be born as a dog or a cat, but one will be born, like that he says. And what is the proof? This is the verse. What is that verse? Purusha prakritesto hi bhunkte prakriti jan gunan karanam gunasangosya sat asat yoni janmasu. See the word sat, asat. Sat yoni means human and demigods. Asat yoni means animals, birds, reptiles, aquatics and all that. So in this way you can see Prabhupada explaining about the control of material nature as well as reward of good or bad bodies for our actions. Whether you believe it or not, those things are happening in this world. Prabhupada says here that Prahlada Maharaja was completely on the transcendental stage. Although everyone has admitted that he is on the stage of prema, but he is a Vaishnava. He is thinking, I am the son of Hiranyakashipu. How can I offer prayers? This is Vaishnava humbleness. And for that, what verse Prabhupada quoted? Who hasn't spoken yet? Yes.
Trinadapi sunichena.
This is the time it comes. Trinadapi sunichena. Haribo. Humbler than a blade of grass. And then Prabhupada said, in order to explain the tolerance, he was telling that don't be hesitant and don't be agitated by the circumstances and don't give up your devotional service. Like that Prabhupada was encouraging the audience. Further, what example he gave? What example he gave? Yes? Prahlada Maharaj being tormented by his father in varieties of ways. So there were so many enemies for him to tackle, but he was never agitated. He went on with his devotion service. So Prabhupada says, just like Prahlada tolerated. So the two examples, Trinadapi Shunichana is Prahlada's humility. Similarly, Tarorapi Saishtuna, Prahlada's tolerance. Both is example, best example for both. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Rantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki